What's up, party people? This is Jason White, your personal CFO and credit guy. Today we're going to be talking about credit utilization and 3 ways to force it to improve your credit score. I know you're excited about it. I'm excited about it. Let's dive into it. So the question of the day is, Jason, what is credit utilization? Well, I'm about to answer that for you. To simply answer that question, credit utilization is the percentage of your available revolving credit balances compared to your total revolving credit limits. To compute that credit utilization, what you want to do is take the total revolving credit balances and divide that by the total revolving credit limits. For example, if you have 3 credit cards that equate to a $1,000 credit limit, but altogether you spent $300 of that credit limit, what you want to do is you want to take that $300 balance altogether and divide that by the $1,000 credit limit altogether. Okay, and then that will give you your credit utilization ratio, which you convert that over to a percentage, and altogether that'll be 30% credit utilization. Okay, so that's how you compute it. But what you want to keep in mind at all times is the higher the percentage, the worse it's affecting your credit score. Ideally, what you want is a percentage that is at 30% or under. For my credit repair clients, I usually recommend 20% because that's even better. And what's also important is credit utilization affects your credit score 30%. So it's very important. So now you know what credit utilization is. Let's talk about why it's so important. Your credit report's job is to portray how you've managed debt in a way that is understandable to creditors so that they can assess whether to take you on as a customer. Credit utilization is the second biggest contributing factor that makes up your credit score, behind payment history, which is 35%. And in my opinion, it's actually a great way for the credit bureaus to tell how good you really are at managing debt. Because as an open-ended loan, you have many options and you can basically do what you want. Compared to a closed-ended loan where you don't have many options and the stipulations are given to you before you even get the loan. Okay? Anyway, the question you should be asking yourself is, how can I influence this area of my credit report to benefit me more? How can I manipulate my credit utilization to portray a better image of me? Well, in order for you to answer that question, you need to understand that how you manage your revolving credit lines tell credit bureaus 3 things about you. And they are, 1, are you dependent on revolving credit? You see, if your credit card balances are high, it would seem that you're very dependent on that, which makes you look more risky, because if something happens, meaning that if you lose a job, you become disabled, anyway, if something happens where you can't pay all your bills, the first bill that's not going to get paid is credit card. Meaning, if the credit card isn't paid, your creditor isn't paid. So you look a little more risky. The second thing it says about you is, are you a reliable source for timely payments? If you're struggling to make payments on time, you are seen as unreliable. Answer this question for me. How many unreliable people do you like to give loans to? Exactly. Your creditors will feel the same way if you're not making your payments on time. They don't want to give you any more money. And finally, the third thing it portrays of you is, are you able to afford this line of credit? What I mean is, if you're not doing a good job of paying down your credit cards, why would you expect to receive more credit? If anything, you'll see a drop because the more risky you look, the less risk the creditor wants to take with you as a client. So with these 3 telling signs about you, they can either help you or hurt you. So, how can we maneuver these telling signs to portray a better image of us? How can you maneuver your credit utilization, your credit cards, your line of credit, your home equity, whatever it is, how can you maneuver that to portray a better image of you? I have 3 things for you. The first thing is you want to work on lowering your credit card balances to a more sexy number. It shows less dependency. Second thing, you want to make sure that you continue to pay your bills on time. That should be a top priority. Doing so will show you as a more reliable source. And finally, don't build up large balances that you can't pay off at the end of the month. Pay off your balances at the end of the month because it will show that it's more affordable for you. And worst case scenario, if you can't pay the full balance, pay as much as you possibly can, okay? So what you need to keep in mind is to get to this point, you need to be more responsible with how you manage your revolving credit, okay? And to help you reach those goals, I have 3 quick tips for you. 1, stop using your credit cards. If you're one of those kind of people who sucks at managing debt, stop using your credit cards. Cut them up, put them in a drawer, do whatever you got to do, but stop using your credit cards, because how can you expect to get out of debt when you continue to create more? Okay? You really can't expect to pay down anything when you keep on adding to the balance. So stop using your credit cards. Second tip is look into a balance transfer credit card. Those are really good for 3 things. Okay? First is they allow no interest to bear for the first 8 to 18 months. So that gives you a better option of paying down the balances quicker, and it creates the strategy of lowering your credit utilization, because opening up a new credit card actually raises your credit card limits, which will result in a lower credit utilization ratio. Okay? The third tip, if nothing else, at least pay the minimum payment. To continue to build positive payment history, you need to continue to pay your bills on time. So if you can't do anything else, at least pay your bills on time, because payment history makes up 35% of your credit score. So that's even more important. At least make sure you pay your bills on time. Hey, this is Jason White, your personal CFO and credit guy. I appreciate you taking out this time with me and learning how to manipulate your credit utilization ratio to better your credit score. At the end of the day, I do this on a daily basis as a certified credit consultant. And at any point where you are unable to, get out of debt, improve your credit score, whatever it may be, please do not hesitate in contacting me at jason@witnessriches.com, my email, or visiting my website, www.witnessriches.com. Hey, if you found this video to be of value and it helped you understand credit utilization a little more, please like this video and subscribe to my channel so that we can stay connected and I can continue to share great content with you. Hey, I appreciate your time. You have a wonderful day.
It's all about the money. 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 I be in the hood.